Hi everybody. So I am realizing that it is a pain in the butt to record videos with your cell phone. First time I was recording a video, I was about 5 minutes into it, and it was this video that I'm trying to record now, and my phone died, and then I plugged it in and sat down with it connected to my charger like I am now, and then my husband called, and then it stopped my video. I'm like, darn it! So, third time's a charm. Let's hope I can get this done. This video I was wanting to make for you guys to kind of let you know I'm going on a hike tomorrow, and I wanted to let you know what is in my hiking backpack and what I think is important. I'm not one of those crazy hikers not crazy hikers, props to you guys. I am just a regular day hiker, like half a day, maybe maximum, maybe a couple more hours than that, and I'm good. So for a regular day pack, this is just basic starter because this is the first year that I've really gotten into hiking. So here's what I have in my pack, and I hope you enjoy it. So first thing first is I have sunscreen. I'm an esthetician, and I totally believe in sunscreen and that it's really important to have no matter what you're doing, everyday wear, hiking, no matter what, just wear sunscreen. So I have an SPF 50. It's Tommy Bahama, and it's unscented, which is good for me and for hikes because you don't attract bugs, and I'm really sensitive to smells. What I also like about this one is that it's a sport, and so it is water resistant for 80 minutes, which means that it's also sweat resistant. And if you're like me, you do a lot of sweating on hikes if you're doing a good hike. So it's UVA, UVB, SPF 50, and I always do like a 50 or higher, and I like that it's a spray, so it's really convenient. Your hands don't get gross and disgusting. It's not oily, not heavy, and I got mine at Ulta for a couple, I don't know, maybe like $10. I'm not, maybe more, I don't know, don't count my words, but I like the little fish on there too. Anyway, so that's my sunscreen. Always have that with you. Second thing I have in my pack, and by the way, I have this in like a very basic backpack, like that right there, a little jean backpack like Levi. And I mean, if you're a really avid hiker, like you go every single week and you do these long crazy ones, then yeah, by all means invest in a good, better one. But right now this does just fine for me. So the next thing I have is a hand sanitizer. And you can have just the wet one, or you could get wipes, whatever. I mean, you just want to be able to clean your hands, for instance, if you have to go to the bathroom. And the fact that it has alcohol, I mean, I'm sure it's good to not to drink, but good to have. And, you know, like if your hands get dirty and then you try to eat lunch, it's just good to have that for you. Next thing I have is Tea for Toes, and it is from Lush, and this was a couple bucks too. And what I like about it is that it has lime and tea tree in it, so it is a effective deodorizing herbal powder to make your feet fresh and odor free with added tea tree and lime oils for a pleasantly refreshing fragrance. So for me, what I do is I stick this in my socks. Literally, I like take the little squeezy and I like squirt, squirt in my sock, and then I shake up my sock, and then I put my sock on. So it helps with like rubbing and abrasiveness when you're in your hiking shoes and you're going down and up and down and up and over, under. So yeah, it's good for that. And then when you take your shoes off for your ride home, your car doesn't stink. So it's a pretty positive experience all around having this Tea for Toes powder. So this was a couple bucks, squirted in my socks. I'm sure in a pinch you could use it for some deodorant too, like if you're really stinky and you're like, ugh, I would rather smell like lime right now and tea tree. And there you go. I don't see why you couldn't. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's self-preserving and vegan. Hey, Lush. Okay, Tea for Toes. And then the next thing I have, I found this because I was getting, before I got fitted for real good hiking boots, I was getting blisters behind my feet and like a lot of pain. And so the rubbing, invest in good hiking shoes, by the way. Like that is one of the best investments you can make as a hiker. Day hikes, long hikes, whatever. Hiking shoes. I will never go back. REI is really good for that, by the way. I'm going off on a tangent, but you know, why not? This is just what videos are all about. REI has the best fittings. Like, so the gal told me, I said, every time I go on a hike, my heels hurt. And I get blisters every single time. And she said, so what the deal is then is that you have a wide foot but a narrow heel. I never would have guessed that I would have a wide foot with a narrow heel. Who would guess that, right? So she looked at shoes specifically for that. I have a sweating condition called hyperhidrosis, and that basically just means excessive sweating. Hyperhidrosis, you know, breakdown of words. So anyway, I had a friend recommend Keens to me, and so I told the gal who was helping me, and she goes, Keens won't be good for you because Keens are very insulated. They don't breathe as well. And then with our area, she recommended waterproof. And I mean, it was just a really good experience and I learned a lot. And so REI, just go, just do it, get fitted, talk to them about all your needs and concerns, and they will help you. So that leads to my next thing. I talked to her also about like moleskin and stuff because I hear that moleskin is really good. And she recommended this stuff, and it's called, ow, I got something in my eye, that hurt. It's called Glide, and it says the original anti-blister, anti-chafing cream. I don't know if I say that right. Chafing, whatever. So it's really small. As you can see, it's 0.45 ounces. It's really not that big. It's like a little deodorant stick, and it's like a silicone, but it's a dry silicone. So it goes on, and you forget it's on. It's like wiping on baby powder. It's just very silky. So when I am not hiking and I'm wearing a skirt without like shorts underneath or something and my thighs rub together because, you know, I'm a lady, this stuff will save you and it is amazing. And so I just put this on the back of my heel and it really helps if you get issues like with your underarms and stuff and cloth rubbing up underneath there. It would be good for that too. Again, thighs and then the back of my heels and between your toes. Anywhere that has a rubbing problem, I imagine you could use it for. Next thing is, I know it seems really stupid, but I went to the dollar store and I got myself this little hairbrush, but here you go. Look at this. Watch. Okay, if I can get it open. It's a mirror. That is important when you're hiking because in the event something happens, you want something reflective so you can get people's attention, right? Right. So I like having that, and it's compact and it was really cheap. So, and it doesn't take up a lot of space in your backpack, you know, and you could use a brush probably at some point when you're hiking. I don't know, whatever, it'll come in handy somehow. So hiking shoes, good socks. One of the other things I have that I recommend no matter what you're doing is a first aid kit. And I know it sounds really cheesy and corny, but I have Band-Aids in here and wipes and Neosporin and gauze. And the last hike I went on, there was this guy walking down the trail and he goes, do you have a first aid kit? And he was asking everybody he saw. And I said, yeah, what do you need? Is everything okay? And I guess his girlfriend cut her hand really bad. And so I ended up giving him like some Band-Aids and gauze and everything. And so it comes in handy. I thankfully, knock on wood, haven't used it yet, but it could happen and I'd rather be safe than sorry. So just get a first aid kit. It's Johnson & Johnson and it was like $4 maybe and super cheap. So I always carry some feminine products with me as well. Let's just talk about this, ladies. Things could happen pretty much whenever, however. So it's good to have those just in case, you know. If you get a bloody nose, it could help you in that situation too. That was gross. I apologize. So anyway, I also bring my hydration pack. The hydration pack is really important. I always bring extra water bottles in my backpack. I'm going with my husband, so I guess I should clear that up. I carry the hydration pack. He carries the backpack. In the backpack, I also carry like a trail mix, a Cliff Bar, and like 2 for each of us, just because if something happens, again, you don't know how long you're going to be out there. And so it's good to have. I've got apples for tomorrow too, so some fresh stuff is also good, some stuff that you can like throw and have animals, you know, like an apple is okay. Obviously, don't discard your wrappers. I have my trekking poles, which is a new thing for me. The gal at REI also told me that they can take up to 30% of your body weight when you're hiking, which is fantastic. The right socks, the right shoes. I think I have everything covered. And then I always check the Washington Trails Association because I live in Washington. So whatever association for trails you have, check them out before you go because you're going to want to know. They're very good about updating what kind of condition your trail is in. Is it closed? Is it open? Did something happen to where you can't go? Is a road blocked? It'll update you on all those things, and it'll also tell you if you need any passes. Like for me, we have the Northwest Forest Pass, we've got the Discover Pass, we've got this, we've got that, which is kind of frustrating. I won't get into that right now. But you want to be sure that you have the right pass, because if you travel all the way there and then you realize that you can't go, it's really upsetting. So be sure you check that. And other people's reviews are really fun to see, and their pictures, so take some pictures too. I guess that kind of concludes my video. I mean, I don't really have anything else that I bring with me for right now. I think that a foil blanket is really good, and a poncho is really good, because the last hike I went on, we got rained out, and it was pretty horrible. Pretty horrible. We were both totally unprepared, because the forecast said it wouldn't start raining till 6, and it was noon, and it came coming down like I could wring out my clothes. It was that bad. And basically, I ended up driving home in a sports bra, and my husband ended up driving home with no shirt on, and we pulled up to get coffee to warm up, and the gal just started cracking up, and that was a story to tell. That's a story. Anyway, okay, that concludes my video. I hope you enjoyed. It's just a very basic pack. So just keep that in mind when you either like or don't like my video. Bye!